You are staring at your screen, and you cannot focus. You're being pulled in a million directions with zero motivation for the one thing you know you have to do. That deadline is getting closer and closer. That textbook isn't reading itself. But your brain is screaming, literally do anything else. So you check your phone. You open a new tab. You wonder what's for dinner. Anything to escape doing the actual work. What if I told you passion is a lie? What if that insane motivation you're waiting for isn't coming? And that's actually a good thing. The idea that we need to be passionate to get things done is the biggest myth holding you back. In this video, I'm giving you 5 simple, science-backed steps to get laser focus, even when you feel absolutely nothing. This isn't magic, it's a system. A system that works even when your feelings don't. The why. First, let's get this straight. Focus is not a feeling, it is a skill. Think of it like a muscle in your brain. When you're passionate, it's like you took the world's best pre-workout. Lifting the weight of the task feels easy. But what about the days you skip the pre-workout? You still go to the gym. You still lift the weight. Discipline is just doing what needs to be done, even when you don't want to. It's about building a system so powerful that you don't need some random feeling like motivation. My old powerlifting coach said it best. I told him, "I'm so tired today, I can't train." He just looked at me and said, "Then you train tired." That is what these 5 steps are. This is your guide to training tired, for focusing when you have zero inspiration, and for building an unbreakable skill. So let's do this. Section 1. Set clear, achievable goals. Okay, step 1 is the most important one. Give your brain a crystal clear target. A vague goal is the worst thing for your mind. When you say, "I need to work on my project," you're giving your brain a puzzle with no solution. And a confused brain always chooses the easy way out, which is distraction. This is where the SMART framework is king. It's a classic because it works. It turns your lazy wish into a concrete mission. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So, work on my project becomes, I will write 500 words for the intro of my paper, focusing only on the main causes in the next 90 minutes. You see the difference? The first one is a hope. The second one is a mission. By being insanely specific, you know exactly what done looks like. It destroys the confusion where procrastination lives. When your brain has a super clear task and a deadline, it can actually focus its power instead of wasting it. Clarity is everything. So before you start, take 5 minutes. Write down exactly what you're going to do. Make it so specific you can't fail. This one thing will dramatically increase your chances of success. Section 2. Engineer a focus-friendly environment. Let's be real. Your focus is destroyed by your environment. If your desk is a chaotic mess of old coffee cups, papers, and your phone, you're making your brain fight a war before you even start the real task. Every single thing you can see is trying to steal your attention. The solution is to build a focus fortress. This isn't about being a minimalist. It's about saving your brain power. Your brain only has so much energy. If it's wasting that energy ignoring clutter and notifications, you have less for what actually matters. Here's the challenge. First, have one workspace. If you can, only use this space for work. This creates a psychological trigger. When you sit here, it's time to work. Second, declutter your space. A cluttered desk equals a cluttered mind. Before you start, take 60 seconds and clear everything off your desk except the essentials for your mission. This simple ritual is a game changer. Third, and this is the biggest one, eliminate digital distractions. Turn off every notification. Close every single tab that isn't for your task. A productivity genius named Chris Bailey says to keep a distraction list on paper. When a random thought pops in your head, like checking email or buying milk, don't do it. just write it down and get right back to work. You're telling your brain, I see you. We'll deal with it later. Section 3. Practice mindfulness and refocus techniques. Alright, you've fixed your outside world. Now it's time for your inner world. Your own mind. Listen, your mind is going to wander. That's not a failure. It's just what brains do. The secret isn't to stop it from wandering. It's to get faster at catching it and pulling it back. This is mindfulness. Think of it like training a puppy. You don't scream at the puppy when it gets distracted. You just gently guide it back, over and over and over. Every time you notice you've lost focus, and you bring it back without judging yourself, you're doing one rep for your focus muscle. This literally changes your brain. It builds stronger pathways for attention. Research shows even a few minutes of this can make you way better at focusing and reduce how much your mind wanders. A crazy simple way to start is refocus meditation. Set a timer for just 3 minutes. Close your eyes and focus only on your breathing. Your mind will wander. When it does, just notice it and pull your attention back to your breath. That's the entire exercise. Every time you pull it back, you're getting stronger. Another insane tool is box breathing. Feeling overwhelmed? Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4. Do that a few times. This will calm your entire body down and reset your focus in less than a minute. Mid-roll CTA. By the way, if you're finding these steps helpful and you want to build a system for insane focus, do me a huge favor and slam that like button below. It seriously helps the channel and tells me I need to make more videos just like this one. Section 4. Use structured time management methods. One of the biggest reasons we avoid things is because they look like an unclimbable mountain of work. This makes you procrastinate to protect yourself. The trick? Break it down into tiny, easy chunks using a structured method. The most famous one is the Pomodoro technique. It's so simple, but it's insanely effective. You set a timer for 25 minutes and work on one thing. That's it. When the timer goes off, you have to take a 5-minute break. Get up, stretch, get water, do literally anything else. After 4 of these Pomodoros, you take a longer, 15 to 30-minute break. This works for a few reasons. First, it makes starting easy. 25 minutes is nothing. Second, the forced breaks stop you from burning out and keep you fresh. It works with your brain, not against it. Another insane method is time blocking. This is where you put your to-do list on your calendar, like their appointments. So, 9 to 10:30 a.m. is draft project proposal. This kills the question of, what should I do next? You already decided. Section 5. Engage actively and monitor progress. The final step is to go from just sitting there to actively participating in your work and creating a feedback loop that fuels itself. When you aren't passionate, it's easy to become a zombie. You're working, but you're not getting anything done. Active engagement is the only cure. How do you do it? A great way is to constantly summarize what you're doing. If you're reading a boring chapter, stop and ask, what are the 3 most important things I just read? Say it out loud, like you're teaching it to someone. This forces your brain to actually process information. Another massive piece is tracking your progress. This creates a feeling of victory, which releases dopamine, the chemical for motivation. This becomes a substitute for the passion you don't have. Use a simple checklist. The act of physically checking something off gives you a feeling of momentum. Celebrate the tiny wins. When you finish one 25-minute sprint or finish one tiny part of a huge goal, acknowledge it. This gives your brain proof that you're winning, which makes it easier to win again. Conclusion. So that's the system. Focus isn't magic you wait for. It's the result of a smart process. Let's recap the 5 steps, fast. First, You give your brain a clear mission with SMART goals. Second, you build a distraction-proof fortress. Third, you train your mind like a muscle with mindfulness. Fourth, you make work easy with methods like the Pomodoro technique. And fifth, you create your own motivation by actively participating and tracking your wins. Passion is great, but it's an employee that never shows up on time. Discipline is the system that shows up every single day. Whether you feel like it or not, you have the tools, you have the framework. Stop waiting for inspiration. Go build your focus muscle today. Final CTA. If this system made sense to you and you want more science-backed strategies to take back your time and attention, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And go watch this other video I made on how to destroy procrastination for good. Thanks for watching. Now go build your system.